All right, welcome back to Retirement Unplugged. We're back again this week talking about, retirement stuff. What all I get to do, what all I get to do, have to do, whatever. You know what I mean?
Well, what I'm getting to do with you right now.
Yeah, since you're out of school, I guess. Right.
Yeah,
Which you get to do some things now.
that's right.
Well, summer school starts, but
Yeah,
no big deal. But man, we've had a busy week.
yeah. We had a really busy week.
Yeah, I mean busier than normal. I kind of think it's been one of my busier weeks. It feels like.
Well, I think it's because I've been with you. I I kind of caused that.
I could take that in a lot of ways. But I won't.
I caused that.
What, you caused me to be busy?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, probably. Give me some extra work.
that's right.
Nah, I'm just kidding. But man, we spent, we came home from the lake, early in the week?
Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
We came home.
Mm-hmm.
Which was nice. I mean, we got to spend some time down there. The weather was great. Worked out to where it rained at night,
Yeah,
and we got to spend time out on the water during the day.
yeah. We had great afternoons, and actually, when it rained, it only rained for like an hour.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
So it wasn't that we had one night where it rained, several hours, and we woke up to it. But for the most part, we had good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was great actually. I mean, it was
Yeah,
pretty peaceful down there too, man. We don't get to go down there, or in the past we haven't gone down there a lot in the middle of the week.
right.
Man, we would get out on the water, dude. It was like,
Nobody.
yeah, it was like what I like to call slick as glass.
Hmm.
Nobody riding. You can get anywhere you want to go. You can do whatever you want to do. It was just kind of nice.
Yeah, I think that's the fastest we've ever had to get gas.
But I don't know, man. Riding and stuff. It drinks some gas up, but it's just hey, that's just
Yeah,
like, having fun costs money, girl.
I know, but it was just nice being able to pull up to the marina and in and out and not having to worry about people rocking the boat and waiting on people to get gas. It was really nice being down there when nobody was there.
Oh yeah, yeah, I get what you're saying, but
Yeah.
man, we came back here, and of course, grass was knee high to a tall Indian. Um, I pulled in, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to bail this stuff." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I didn't. Daddy got her knocked out.
Again.
Yeah, man, it's getting that time where got to trim bushes and stuff again, or I need to. I hadn't done it. I could have done it today, but I was like, nah, why do today what I can wait till tomorrow? Put it off
That's
till
right.
tomorrow.
You could have mowed it twice.
Yeah, I think so, and I think you would have been able to tell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I got that done. And man, I got called to do a little stump grinding.
That's right.
Yeah, man, I was excited about it. And even had Owen and Christine come over and shoot some videos for me.
Yeah, I helped out a little bit. I did some raking.
Oh yeah, yeah, you did. You did a little manual labor that you didn't get paid for.
That's right.
But no, that was fun. Got to load everything up and go into town. The fortunate thing is so far the jobs that I've had are all been close.
Yeah.
You know, I think that job was 10 minutes in town.
Yeah.
One before that was maybe 15 minutes the opposite way. But I finished that job before lunch. I mean,
Right.
it didn't take me. It took me less than an hour to knock out two stumps.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good.
Well, and I thought it was funny because you had an audience. It's like the neighbors are all come out. Everybody comes out of their house to watch what's
Yeah,
going on.
yeah. I turned around and looked. That old boy was sitting in his lawn chair.
And then the two women were out on the road.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. They probably think when I pulled up, they probably thought I was a burglar. I don't know. Burglar.
Are you going to knock the house down?
Yeah, yeah. But so I got that done, and then that afternoon I had a call, so I had to go out to another area. A lady needs some bush hogging done, and
Yeah.
I just kind of looked at that job, and she didn't need me. She needed a forestry mulcher. She was a sweet lady, of course. She's an older lady, retired, and I said, "Ma'am," I said, "I apologize, but what you need is not what I got."
That's right.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
That's right.
It would have tore my stuff up, and I'd end up with some flat tires. It'd have cost me more to fix my stuff than it would if I got paid.
Yeah.
But she understood, and was glad I actually showed up.
Hmm.
That's the sad thing too is I know at one time people were super busy, and they were no shows. Like they'd say, "Yeah, I'd come out and take a look,"
Hmm.
and they'd not show up.
Hmm.
But right now, man, you'd think if somebody says, "Hey, I'll be there," I'll be
Yeah.
there, I'll take a look, or I'll be there to do the job. You'd show up.
Yeah. But people don't. I mean, they'll tell you they're going to come and then they don't. I mean, it's just like getting your cable, when I'll be there between 1 and 6 and then they don't show up and they're, oh, okay, well, I'll come tomorrow. I mean,
Yeah. Right. And she appreciated me, coming out. She said, "Hey, I just appreciate you coming out because the person before me didn't even show up."
really?
And I was like, wow, man, if I'm just the type. And I told Ethan this when he got into the concrete pumping business. I said, hey, look here, people don't show up for work.
Yeah.
That if you want your business to grow, be
Mhm.
on time,
That's right.
show up, do what you say that you're going to do. And I
That's right.
said, and word will spread, and you'll get more business that way.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I can't understand it for the life of me. I just don't know. But anyways, I got to go out and look at that job, and which I didn't do, but it was fun to ride out. Heck, I don't even think I've ever been out that way before. I was looking around. I was like, man, I think I'm lost. There's a banjo's playing in the background. You know what I mean?
Where was it? Faulkville?
Yeah, it was considered Faulkville, but it was on the east side of the interstate.
Right.
So I don't really normally go up through there.
Right.
So there was some back roads that I just never been on.
Yeah.
I've been in Alabama, 23 years. Never been there.
There are a lot of them.
Oh yeah, guaranteed a lot of other places I hadn't been.
That's right.
But no, enjoyable. It was enjoyable stuff. I love being able to get on my tractor and do some things like that. And just, yeah, load it all up and unload it. And I don't know. I got another job coming up to help a buddy with some trees, so we'll get that knocked out.
There you go.
But anyways, what else we have going on? We had some other things happening, right?
Yeah, I worked in my classroom a little bit trying to get it all ready to move this next week.
Oh, we're going to be next week.
Yeah, we are. Surprise!
Yeah, I'm glad I just found out.
Yeah. Sorry, I've been busy.
That's all right. What else? I mean, you're like everybody else. What else has he got to do?
Exactly.
That's what my buddies say. They're like, I'll call him. Thad can come and pick me up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll drop this off. He'll pick me up. They'll call me. Where you at, man? Come pick me up.
Yeah.
Like, don't y'all know I got stuff to do?
Yeah, but they usually call you and where are you?
Well, I'm only one of two places.
Exactly. Here are the gym.
Yeah. That's exactly right. But I'm working, girl. I'm working. In one of the places I'm working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. You came home from doing your classwork the other day, and you've had that car. How many years you had that car you got?
4 years.
4 years, and man, I heard her pull in the driveway. I was like, heard something pop.
Yeah, it was like a gun.
Yeah.
It's like a gunshot.
And I was like thinking to myself, I was sitting in the garage there, and I was thinking to myself, man, slow down.
Did you think I hit something?
Yeah. I thought your front end scraped something or something. I thought you run off the edge of the road. I didn't know what happened.
Yeah.
But she pulls in and she's like, man, did you hear that? I said, yeah. What'd you hit? She said, nothing. It's just popping.
Yeah.
Like, really? So I drove it. Of course, it did it for me too. I was like, uh-oh, we gotta do something. So we showed up at the Nissan place next morning, and everybody can probably relate to this.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to take your car to get looked at or serviced, and you're being picked up by somebody, your husband, what happens?
You pick me up and we go eat somewhere.
What else happens?
We start looking at cars.
And I look up and I'm talking to this guy, and I look up, she's out in the parking lot looking at cars.
Wait, no. That is not how it went. That is not how it went. We were going to get back in your truck and you go, hey, what do you think about this over here?
I don't think so.
That is exactly how it went. And you go, what do you think about this over here? Let's look at these. And I was like, okay. So we were just looking. We were just comparing prices and looking at the size of vehicles and things like that. We had no intentions.
I don't know if I buy that story. I mean, I didn't think you needed a new vehicle, right? I was just like, man, this one only has 60,000 miles. Let's keep driving this bad boy, right?
I agree.
But lo and behold, she talks. We picked out a new. We picked out a Nissan, another one, but it's an SUV. All right.
But I said, do you have something that I can drive until I find out what is wrong with my car, because that's another thing is, a long time ago, and even when I had my cars previous to this, anytime you took your car in, if they thought it might be a long time, they would offer you a vehicle. Most places don't do that anymore. And so I said, well, do you have something that I could drive? But that was after the fact. I had already looked at a couple of vehicles. And I said, hey, can I drive this vehicle until y'all find out what's wrong with mine? And he was like, sure.
Well, yeah, he's going to jump all over that.
Sold.
Yeah. So what do you think happened?
I drove it and I fell in love with it.
The next day, we had a new car.
Yep.
I mean, I kind of felt like, how that one time you said on the cooking thing, I've got you hook, line, and sinker?
Yeah.
That's how I felt. I had a hook in my mouth.
But you love it.
No, I do like that car.
You do.
Yeah, it's nice.
And I did not I didn't have to persuade you. Yeah. Like you liked it just as much as I did. And you fit in it very well. Because he literally, and my friends can contest to this, that he looks ridiculous in my car. Because anytime he would try to get behind the steering wheel, his knees would touch the steering wheel. And as I say, you look like Grape Ape. Some people may not know who Grape Ape is, but he looked like Grape Ape sitting in my car.
Do you know Grape Ape's real name?
No.
Michael Albrecht.
I didn't say that, he did.
That's the character's real name, just in case some of you out there will know who I'm talking about. But that's Grape Ape's real name.
It's not Thad.
Nope. What did the woman at the gas station say when we pulled up there and I got out?
Yeah, she was like, he looks ridiculous behind the steering wheel. Like, why is he driving this car?
Yeah. She went inside. I got out of the car to pump some gas, and she's like, "Man, he just keeps on getting out of the car."
Yeah, she's like, he just kept on and kept on. It's like circus people, just kept on, never ending.
Yeah. So, well, moral of the story is, you show up at a lot to get your car looked at, and you drive away with something different.
But we had no intentions when we took it in.
I think you did.
No, but I thought a wheel was going to fall off. I mean, seriously, I thought a wheel was going to fall off.
Yeah.
So,
No, I agree, because I thought, I didn't think a wheel was going to fall off, but I thought, man, this is probably something major. I mean, the noise that it was making. When I say major, it was going to be,
yeah,
$1,500, $2,000, and I don't know, but I was all for getting something different to drive, and turned out good. Good trade. It was a great service. The guy did really well. And
Yeah.
I usually hate talking to those folks.
right.
But he did really well and didn't pressure us. And he was like, yeah, man, take the car and drive it for the day.
Well, and then Audra at Family Security, she made it super easy for us too. So that was a great transition, because she's, she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, she's a friend of ours.
That's right.
It
Friends in high places.
Yeah, that makes it even better.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
So anyway, yeah, we got that knocked out. And then I don't remember what else we had going on. I mean, we were only home we were only going to be home 2 days.
Right.
And then we ended up being home 3 days because of the car situation. And then we left back out.
Yeah, we left that afternoon after we got the car.
Yeah. So.
And then we just got back the other day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I think last time I talked a little bit about something that I had coming up.
Yeah, the surprise. Everybody has been texting me going, what's going on? You got to tell. And I was like, I'm sworn to secrecy. I can't tell you.
Anne's pregnant. No, I'm just kidding.
I would take it, but no.
You would take it and I would run off.
Just leave me the house.
Yeah. But no, we talked about it. I don't want to say it's a huge surprise, but it's something fun that that I was interested in doing.
Right.
And I'm going to tell a little bit about it. I'm not going to tell everything.
Yeah.
But so people may be surprised when you see this, but I'm interested in. I go to the gym quite a bit, right?
Yeah, we do.
And I buy. There's no telling how much money I spend on clothes for the gym, shorts, shirts, socks, blah, blah, blah.
And then the shirts you do buy, you cut them up.
Yeah.
So
I do a little extra trimming on them, of
Yeah.
course. But so anyways, I'm getting into the gym clothing business.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
We're
attempt
going to
to.
attempt. That's
Yeah,
right.
I'm gonna attempt to. So just to tell you a little bit about it, I just came out, I was watching TV one morning and I got up off the couch. She was getting ready to go somewhere. It was, oh, you were still at school, right? You were going somewhere that morning. And I got up off the couch. I walked in the bathroom. I said, "Hey, I'm getting ready to start some,
I was going to get my hair done.
oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, I was going to get my hair done.
Okay. But I
Yeah.
walked in there and I said, I got an idea what I'm going to do. I'm like, what? I said, I'm fixing to start doing my own logo for my gym clothes. She's like, what? The typical, are you crazy?
No, I think it's a great idea. And, I want in on it too. I want to help design the women's part of it because I know what we like.
Right, right. So I've already met with someone a
Mm-hmm.
couple of weeks ago. I met with someone to design my logo. I already knew what I wanted my logo to be. I already knew what I wanted my name to be. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to share those two things right now. Um, but I know those two things.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I've got going on. And I don't think I told you this because you just got home, you're doing summer school now, but I actually went this morning on my way to the gym and stopped in to look at my logo.
Really? That's exciting.
And I'm gonna tell you, we have to do a little bit of fine tuning,
Right.
but man, it looks awesome.
Yay.
I mean, it's almost exactly what I had in my head.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Hey, yeah, I got to change this. I got to change this." She said, "I already know." And I said, "Yeah, I'm not." Anyways,
Yeah.
just a little bit of fine tuning, and that logo will be done. So hopefully, and I talked to a high profile lawyer that I know. Won't share his name, but just to see what I needed to do for you know, a trademark type thing, or
Right.
if that's what it's called. I think that's what it's called. But what do you do to get your logo to where nobody else can use it?
That's right.
And, that's what I want. I don't want anybody else to be able to use it because whether this thing fails or whether it does something, I want to own it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
I mean, if anything, it's for us. I mean, if it does fail, at least we have our clothes. We don't have to go out and buy anybody else's.
oh yeah, exactly right. I mean,
You know?
and that's what I like. I just spend a lot of money on that stuff, and I got to thinking, I was like, man, I could do my own.
Yeah.
And I've come up with some good ideas in the past. And I thought
Mm-hmm.
I put some thought to this. I was like, man, I know exactly what I want. I know exactly.
Right.
And I have this image in my mind. And when I went up there to talk to the lady that does this kind of stuff, that draws logos and and helps you with all the things that you're interested in with that clothing. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing shorts and shirts,
Right.
and then I'll do ladies' shirts. I won't do ladies' shorts
Right.
because y'all wear other stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but anyways, she, man, we connected, right? I
Right.
looked at her across the counter, and I'm like, "Do you see the image in your,
Yeah.
same image in your head that I have in my head?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yeah, I got it."
Yeah. She's good. She's good.
Yeah. So, anyways, I will share that logo at some point.
Mm-hmm.
When I get everything nailed down,
Right.
I'll share it with I'll share it on here. I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because we're going to promote it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to that's something that'll give me something to do as far as promoting this stuff and getting it into some of the gyms here locally.
Marketing it.
I know some people that own gyms in other places that that I can get that out there. And yeah, it's to me it's kind of interesting
Mm-hmm.
so far.
Right.
What I can't wait for is to see that logo and go, I did that.
Yeah. Exactly.
I own that.
That's right.
So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't share that with you this earlier today when I
That's
talked to you,
exciting.
because, yeah, I just wanted to surprise you a little bit and say, hey, I got to see it.
Yeah.
And she didn't send me the picture. She's like, I'll show it to you on my phone.
Oh, yay.
Well, she took it off of her computer and said, let me show it to you on my phone because she didn't send it to me.
Yeah.
But anyways, like I said, fine tuning that still, and man, that takes a little time,
Yeah.
because you want all the details to be correct, or what the image that you have in your
Mm-hmm.
mind, that's what's going to be on a shirt or what's going to be on a pair of shorts or whatever. And
Well, well, once you trademark it, it's forever. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that exactly what you have in your mind is what she has, and she's an artist. She knows what she's doing. So
You know, and you say that did you know her husband does it too?
I've seen him up there, but I didn't know that he did it also.
He's actually helping her draw mine.
Really?
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she said. So that's kind of what I was alluding to. You know, maybe the last one or one before. I can't remember when we talked
He was the
about.
last one.
Yeah, I didn't want to give too much away, but I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, this is something I've been kind of excited about. I've never done anything like this
Yeah.
before. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I don't know how it works. So when I was down there talking to her, I was like, "Hey, look here. I don't know how to do any of this."
Yeah. That's how you learn.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I told her, I said, I'm going to depend on you to help me out on where to sell, how to sell, when to sell, how to develop. You know, and
Right.
she's like, yeah, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
So man, yeah, for people that go to the gym, for people that do that kind of stuff, wear those style of clothes. I mean, it's going to be cool.
Yeah. Well, and for the girls, it's not necessarily, you could wear it anywhere.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's good lake, beach, outside attire
Yeah,
type
yeah,
thing. So,
it's going to be pretty cool.
yeah.
So more to come on that. Like I said, I don't want to give it all away, and at some point when I get all this nailed down, I'll share what my logo and name looks like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, our next adventure, yeah, I've got ideas too.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I talked with somebody yesterday and I have not shared that with him.
Uh-oh. My goodness. Look
Wait,
at you go.
I know, right?
Really? How come you didn't talk to me about it?
Mm. We'll see. It'll be for the next show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for real.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully not that long, girl. Hey, whatever it takes. You know, it's just kind of funny. I've never really been an entrepreneur type,
Hmm.
and I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to just, and I've said it to you before, and to some others, I'm going to give Ethan a little bit of a shout out
Oh, definitely.
because
That
he,
boy.
I kind of push him to do some things. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you're young, do some things, blah blah blah. I try to tell all the kids that kind of thing.
Right.
Um, but he started that concrete business, and I had to ask him questions when I
Hmm.
bought that tractor and stuff, and started doing some things on the side. I asked him business questions.
Yeah.
Well, he sold that stuff out, and now he's interested in flipping houses. And well, he's getting ready to flip a house.
Yeah. I mean, he's fearless when he doesn't think about it like where we would sit down and think about it for a couple of months. He just like, I'm going to do it. And he does it.
Yeah, so that's what I'm kind of getting at is, uh, you know, on one of my TikToks, I said something about retirement life, and I think the message was something about giving advice, but you never take your own
Hmm.
advice.
Hmm.
And I've always told him to, hey, man, you're young, get out there and do it
Hmm.
now, before you're strapped down with all these other things,
Hmm.
homes, cars,
Family.
family, and all these
Hmm.
things. Get it while you're young, so you can, actually try to get those things going. And he's doing that, and I'm just sat back. I'm like, well, maybe I should practice what I preach.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe I should practice what I preach a little bit, and so that's what I'm doing. There's some things here that's interested me, like when I bought that tractor and all that,
Hmm.
and some extra equipment to go with it. I was interested, and I still am. I love, hooking up to that thing and loading it and hauling it somewhere and doing some stuff. I think that's fun.
Right.
But I grew up around tractors. Um, so now, like he's flipping a house. He bid on a foreclosure. He knows nothing about it, and he won it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
Yeah.
So, and he don't act like he's nervous about it.
He's not. I'm nervous for him.
Yeah, I told him, I said, well, I'll come over to this yard work. That's about as far as I can go.
Do some landscaping.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So, long story short, I mean, I finally I thought, "Well, I'm just going to practice what I preach a little
Hmm.
bit. And I'm in a position now where I've got some time to do some things.
That's right.
So, yeah, why not? And this is something that interests me.
Hmm.
It may not be no huge money maker. It may not be, but it's something that may be fulfilling, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So, anyhow, more to come on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what else did we do, man? You're getting ready for school, and you
Yeah.
got
Schools.
classes that are
Yeah.
going on. You took some midterm exams.
Yeah. I took my midterm,
Yeah.
made 100.
Man, I told her, I said, you come in with anything else than 100, girl, you sleeping on the couch.
I did. I made 100.
No, I'm just kidding. You did good. Proud
Yeah,
for you. Proud for you. Then we get you moved to your new class, get your new job rolling.
that's right.
Man, things are, this week has been busy.
Yeah, it has. I mean, it has. And it's just, I feel like it's just going to continue to, get busier, especially because we've got just so much going on in July and then schools start back in August. So I'm glad that we're getting to spend all these days at the lake and, enjoy that time.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about it. We've already spent more time there just since you've been out of school than we did really last summer,
Right.
which we always spend quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
Now that I'm not working, it's a difference.
Yeah.
Right.
And, I've been working on planning Anna's graduation in August. So we've already had to start doing all that. And it's just, I feel like there's just something all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a
So,
good thing.
yeah, it is.
I talked to my oldest brother today, and we were talking about things, and he was asking me how retirement's going, and I said, "Man, that's like I don't know where the time goes."
Mm-hmm.
He says, "No." He said, "It's funny you say that." He said, "When Dad retired, he said the same exact thing. He's like, I couldn't tell you what I did today." He said, "All I know is it went by fast."
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Oh man. But yeah, of course, Dad is. I can't remember what age Dad retired at.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't, that stuff I don't think about. I was younger, so I don't really think about those
Right.
kind of things because I was working. But, I agree 100%. It's almost like, man, I've got all these things to do, but yet you look up and the day is just gone.
Well, exactly. And I mean, just like I've been confused all week. And I know that I've laughed at you about figuring out what day of the week it is, but not being on a schedule since I've gotten out of school, it's like, okay, wait, I was thinking today was so and so, So
Yeah, see, you know how it feels.
I know, but thank God summer school started today. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm still confused about dates.
Yeah.
It's like, well, no, wait a minute, is this Monday again?
I know.
You're like, hey, I just told you an hour ago.
Right.
It's Monday.
Right.
Whatever. But it's crazy. And then we came back in from the lake, and I had to mow the yard a second time. And I'm just like, man, this. I think I don't know. I love mowing, but by gosh, I'm already getting tired of it. You can imagine.
You can always hire somebody to do it.
No,
So you love it.
there is no possible way I could hire somebody to do that and watch them out the window. You know what I mean?
I know. I was kidding.
Yeah, yeah. But I tell you, I was thinking about Dad the other day. I always mention some funny stuff about him, and I was reminded of a pretty funny story, and I hadn't forgotten about it. There's so many that you lose track.
Right.
And you remember the old Grumpy Old Man show and all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. That's Dad. That's Dad. Sometimes.
And his neighbor.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not like he's grumpy, but he'll get you back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But a good, quick, funny story was so where my dad lived. My dad's yard was super small, but he bagged that yard every time. Like he had one of those lawn boys, that he had for 20 years back when mowers lasted that long, right?
Was it the lime green one?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Wasn't Line Boy green?
it is,
Yeah.
it is, but it was. I think it was a lime green deck. And I'm going to say the motor may have been white and the bag was white.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny. The wheels would wear out on those things before the mower would wear out. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I pushed that mower many a times and I had to bag it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He almost beat me to death one time I ran out of gas and I filled the mower up in the middle of the yard and I spilled some.
Oh, it killed the grass.
I mean, I'm talking about some nickel and quarter size spots. Oh yeah. Every name in the book. I mean, he was mad.
But hold on. Hold on. If Ethan or Landon or Zane, somebody would have done that to your yard and 2 previous houses ago, tell me you would not have come undone.
You know what? You're right.
Exactly.
I used to only let Ethan mow the backyard.
Well, at least you let him mow.
Yeah.
You don't even let me mow.
Well, there's a difference. But anyways, you're getting sidetracked. Um, so the good story I got about Dad is so Dad. Uh, so there's three guys that lived right there together. The guy in the middle house was a young guy, and he was out of town apparently. Well, the guy on the other side, his name was Dub. I won't say his last name. But Dub was going to mow the middle guy's yard for him,
Hmm.
right? Well, Dub mowed the yard, and Dub could care less about what a yard looked like. And he blew the grass all in Dad's side yard and on his driveway.
Uh-oh.
And Dad's yard was neat as a pin,
Mhm.
edged all the time. I mean, dude, it was
Look like carpet.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And anyways, it pissed Dad off. And he thought Dub did it on purpose.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So of course Dad got that mower out. He bagged all that grass up. What do you think he did?
I don't know.
He carried that bag down there to Dub's driveway and dumped all that grass in Dub's driveway and kicked it around.
Oh,
So
my
I'm like, you
gosh.
just can't make this stuff up, man.
Oh, my gosh.
He thought, I'll show you.
Oh, my
I'm
word.
talking about a whole yard worth of grass clippings, in that bag, and Dad just dumps it out on his driveway and kicks it around.
So that's where you get it from.
What was that supposed to mean?
Kids, y'all can attest to it. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
A little bit. I did say one time that we all have a little bit of our parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he did that. And
Yeah.
Love didn't do it on purpose.
Right.
I mean, he could have.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Are your brothers that way about their yards?
Uh, uh, one is.
Mark.
Yeah, I'll say the middle one is. He likes his to be nice.
Yeah.
I don't know that Kirk cares, but the middle one, Mark, he likes a nice yard.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I like a nice looking yard
Hmm.
if I'm going to be in town and other people have to see it.
Right.
But my yard out here right now, I don't care.
Well, like I've said before, the weeds are extremely pretty here because it makes it look so full. Because if you could have seen what the yard looked like when we bought the place, it was rolling, I mean, it was dirt and we didn't have anything. And it truly looked like weeds, but it looks like a really good green yard. But he says it's all weeds.
Yeah, it's what I like to call weed patch paradise.
I'm going to get us a sign made that says welcome to Weed Patch Paradise. But then people, I think, might have other like things that they think that means.
Very, very possible.
Yeah.
This day and time, yeah.
Yeah.
They have some people rolling up in the driveway.
Honk honk.
Yeah, but that was a good story about Dad, and it's true.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can't make this stuff up.
Could you walk in his yard? Because I know you used to didn't like for us to walk in the yard.
No, I didn't mind you walk. I used to
Mm.
no, give me a minute. Give me a minute. I used to get mad when those kids would cut through there on their bicycles,
And it'd leave a bicycle tire mark.
especially when it was freshly mowed. You know how retired folks are. I think I said this on one of my TikToks one time. You know how you mow your yard as a retired guy. You mow your yard. It's edged. It's looking good, and you're just standing out there on the sidewalk staring at it.
Admiring it.
Yeah, I mean for absolutely no reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's the way Dad was, and that's the way I was when I lived in town. But yeah, I didn't like bicycle marks. I don't care about walking in it, but anyways,
Well, I didn't know if he was that way too.
he was. He'd get mad about it. But anyways, enough of that. That's a busy week for us.
Yeah.
I think that's about all we had going on that I
Yeah.
can think of.
Yeah.
Good things going on. Maybe good things next week too. Your school has started, so we'll see
Mhm.
where that takes us.
Yeah. Summer school. That's right. That's what I plan on moving this weekend
What?
or next week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah. I think we should move during
Sunday.
the middle of the week when you get out of class.
Oh, but I don't get out till like 3:15.
Don't get dark till 8.
Yeah, I guess we could do that and wait till during the week.
Well, I promise you, I'm not doing it on your schedule. I'm doing it on my schedule.
Well, that's the reason I said we could do it Sunday, Father's Day. Hey, we could move for Father's Day.
I forgot this weekend's Father's Day.
Yeah,
Got somebody coming down.
that's right.
So we'll head back to the lake probably. We'll see what happens.
That's right. Got to check the
Okay.
weather.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's all we got for this week that I know of.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, well, good deal. I appreciate you tuning in, listening, liking, sharing. Go ahead and show them.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, and shoot some comments if you like, and
Right.
all that good stuff. But like and subscribe if you could, and it helps keep promoting us out there. So we'd appreciate it. All right, we're gonna get off here. Peace out. We appreciate it. Have a good week.
Toodles.